Ever listen to Kenny Kirkland and wonder, how does he do that? Or maybe you wonder, how does he do this? Or have you ever laid awake at night and wondered, how does Kenny Kirkland play like this? Today, I'm going to lay down the 4 levels of Kenny Kirkland's jazz piano mastery. I'm going to be talking about 4 distinct aspects of Mr. Kirkland's playing, along with examples for each. Level 1, melodic. Level 2, harmonic. Level 3, rhythmic. And level 4, what I call putting it all together. Kenny Kirkland was incredibly prolific. He played and recorded with Wynton and Branford Marsalis, Sting, Dizzy Gillespie, Elvin Jones, and many others. But all the examples we just saw and will be analyzing today come from one live performance, July 16th, 1997 at the Montreux Jazz Festival. It was the Kenny Garrett Quartet. I know how great this show was because I was actually there that evening. I performed on the same stage at the same festival with Joshua Redman Quartet the following evening. I can still remember the Kenny Garrett Quartet's brilliance that evening like it was yesterday. Kenny Garrett on alto, Kenny Kirkland on piano, Jeff Tane Watts on drums, and Nat Reeves on bass. All right, let's kick things off with level 1, melodic. Check out how Kenny throws out waves of creative melodies as he improvises, and how in this one extended phrase, Kenny just kills it on that phrase. Let's check that out again. All right, let's go back and check out what's happening here. He starts out pretty chill, introducing some nice melodic components, some non-chord tones there. It's just D minor and G minor in this section. But then he's already going, throwing some chromatics out and some non-chord tones. And then chromatics going into the bridge. But the real fun starts right here. That phrase, that 2-5-1, as he goes back to the D minor. So it's E7 to A7, sharp 9, flat 13. And then he just kind of goes crazy with that. Continues on into this beautiful, long, Kenny Kirkland-esque extended melodic phrase. And that last phrase, that kind of pulls it all together. It's shorter, but kind of an answer to the initial long phrase. And we ask ourselves, how does Kenny make that sound so hip? We can see the notes he's playing and pinpoint when he's leaving the harmony to take it out, but the secret lies in Kenny's execution. Check out he's searching as he extends up the phrase, then takes it out, brings it back, and resolves with the final phrase. Let's check it out one more time, that whole phrase, from the 2-5-1 going back to the D minor. That's Kenny Kirkland's melodic style and Kenny Kirkland's genius. All right, let's move on to level 2, harmonic. On this beautiful Kenny Garrett composition, we're going to hear how Kenny Kirkland takes us on an epic improvisational journey and how he plays with shifting the harmonic centers around as he goes. The solo form is a vamp, cycling through just 3 chords. E, dominant, with the flat 6, that sound. C major 9, D major, back to that E. 3 chords, 4 chord cycle. This is all harmonically right around the 3 basic chords. A little comping. In the first hint, it's some harmonic outness, some foreshadowing to what we'll hear in the main phrase we're examining. This is some fantastic contrapuntal playing in here. Again, extending out a little bit over that D major. He's turning it into like a D7, sharp 9, flat 13. More great contrapuntal stuff between the hands. As we're some cool, look, Kenny G's digging it. All right, that's the phrase right there. Let's check it out again and see how Kenny Kirkland uses a dope, advanced harmonic conception to lay into this part. All right, the first part of the phrase is all about the transition from E to E flat. Now, E flat is obviously not part of the chorus, but check it out. So we're still on E. Here's the pickup. But then he's already shifting up to E flat, catches it with the left hand, and then over the C major, what's he playing? What is that? It's supposed to be C major, and he's going... That's an A7 layered on top of a C7 sharp 9, right? And then that next phrase, the D major, becomes a D7 sharp 9 flat 13 that we heard hinted at earlier in this solo. Melodically, he's taken that D7 altered harmony, but layering in an F minor pentatonic scale, perhaps. Because check it out, over that D, that's straight F minor pentatonic. And then he resolves it beautifully. You know, that's a great Kenny Kirkland thing where he pulls it all back together, linking back with the original harmony over that E major with a crystal clear phrase to close out this cycle, right? Let's check out Kenny doing it. Go back to that C major, A7 over. Let's listen to the whole thing. It's just too good not to, right? This is our little phrase here. E flat, A7 over C, D, F pentatonic over D. And that's such a strong, right? Bringing it back home. All right, we're at level 3, rhythmic. This is such a fun one because it's our first look at some straight up Kenny Kirkland power comping. This example starts as the quartet is getting into the initial solo on the great tune, 2 down and 1 across. Let's check it out. Those 8 bars of inspired comping set up the vibe for the solo as it starts and settles in. Kenny's comping also adjusts and settles in nicely. Okay, so let's look at exactly what's going on. We're in 4/4 time, and right before going into the solos, there's 3 measures of sax melody lines that are actually 2 5-beat phrases, followed by a 2-bar pickup phrase that goes right into the E flat minor soloing. So 5 + 5 + 2 = 12. Same as 3 bars of 4. 3 times 4 = 12. Let's listen to it. So we've got bibididip-badap, bibididip-badap. The time is right here. Bibididip-badap, bibididip-badap, bibididap, bibididip-badap, bibididip-badap, bibididam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, bam. So that's how it sets up, okay? So let's listen to that. Okay, the first thing to note is the placement of the comping. In just these 8 bars, Kenny Kirkland plays on every beat except for the downbeat of 1, which would be the most obvious choice. What does that mean? Well, we can divide up a 4/4 measure into 4 downbeats and 4 upbeats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's 8 choices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And Kenny plays on all of them except the downbeat of 1. Check it out. Now you may be thinking, wait, doesn't he play that last strong downbeat on 1 going into the next section? Nope. Let's listen again. It's the and of 4 with an anticipation into the 1. You hear that? Bop, bop, bom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the and of 4. Now, let's break down these 8 bars into 3 segments. The first segment is what I call jabbing and lasts for the first 4 bars. So it's this kind of, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Kenny Kirkland is jabbing with rhythmic precision, alternating between downbeats and upbeats with longer spacing of 2 and 3 bar rests in between each comping jab. There's a little bit of space in there. In the first bar, he's on the and of 4, the upbeat. In the second bar, it's on the 4, the downbeat. Third bar, he plays on 3. Fourth bar is and of 1 and downbeat of 4. That juxtaposition of upbeats and downbeats combined with stellar technical execution and voicings gives this segment a great rhythmic flair. The second segment is based upon a 5 rhythm and occurs in bars 5 through 7. Let's watch and listen. Now, what exactly is a 5 rhythm? It's a recurring rhythmic pattern that happens in 4/4 time, but stretches over 5 beats. So if this is the time, 1, 2, 3, 4, bop, 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 bop. There's 2 quarter notes played consecutively, then repeated but offset by an 8th note. This creates a rhythmic pattern that continuously shifts back and forth from downbeats to upbeats, from on the beat to off the beat. Check out how when I sing the 5 rhythm and clap in straight 4, it shifts back and forth from being together to in between. Bop, 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 down, down, up, down, up, up. Now let's go back to our second segment example and see how Kenny Kirkland utilizes this 5 rhythm. Okay, he actually starts the 5 rhythm on the upbeat, on the and of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. That somewhat abstract 5 rhythm segment leads us right to the final segment, which is just 1 bar and 1 rhythmic phrase. But it beautifully pulls things together and delightfully pushes us right into the solo section. Right here. That rhythm, unlike much of what Kenny played prior, is very traditional and extremely satisfying, especially coming on the heels of all that crazy 5 rhythm comping. That rhythm, and a 1, downbeat of 3, and the and of 4 has been used effectively by everyone from Ahmad Jamal to Herbie Hancock. And Kenny Kirkland uses it here as the perfect ending and segue to the solos. All right, we're at our final level, number 4, the ultimate Kenny Kirkland confluence. Melodic brilliance, harmonic innovation, and rhythmic genius all folded together. Let's take a listen to this solo segment, also from the tune 2 Down and 1 Across. I love it when Kenny plays like this. It's like he's about to lift off or something. I mean, this whole solo section is just E flat minor. It's what we used to call burnout, a style pretty much invented and perfected by Kenny Kirkland along with Jeff Tane Watts and many others. We can break down this portion of solo into two parts. The first part is super rhythmic and bluesy and really coolly sets up the second part, which goes kind of crazy on the harmonic and melodic fronts. Let's check that first part and back things up about 4 bars so we can see how Kenny gets into it. All right, so you see that first phrase, he's just using 3 notes, but playing with the rhythm and syncopation already, right? So it starts. And check out how he's using his left hand comping to fill in the cracks and play off what the right hand is in the melody's doing. Check it again. All in the middle. Now he's adding some double stops with the C, varying the melody and rhythm, but using the same motivic riff throughout. So. He's just getting ready for the spaceship to lift off. And then this is really cool. Check this out how he has that riff, and it's always ending on C. And then the next time, right? That's the second time. But that last time, he ends on E flat. That's just a great way to set up the architecture of a solo by developing a melody in various ways and giving that final riff a little bit of melodic separation. Now let's check out the next part, the second segment, where Kenny Kirkland really goes crazy using some slick harmonic shifts to inform his great 8th note solo execution. Yeah, so remember, we're officially only in E flat minor, but Kenny actually flows through several harmonic areas. E flat minor, E minor, G7, F7, A flat minor, E7 sus4, then back to E flat minor. And he brilliantly contracts the length of the harmonic areas as he gets closer to the end of this 8-bar segment. 8 beats on the E flat minor, 6 beats on the E minor, 6 beats on the G7, 4 beats on the F7, 4 beats on the A flat minor, and then 4 beats on the E7 sus4. On the E flat minor, this is pretty standard stuff. I mean, it's all within the Dorian, and then he slips right up to the, and then goes down to the G7 in the middle of the bar and the middle of the phrase, and then stays on G as the phrase continues to F7, and then A flat minor, E7, emphasize enough how slick it is when he shifts these. They're not like at every 2 bars or every 1 bar. I'm just going to outline the harmony for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. E flat minor, 2, 2. E minor, 2, 2, 2, 2. G7, 1, 2, 3, 4. F7, A flat minor, E7 sus to E flat minor. It occurs in the middle of the bar and it starts to compress. 2 bars of E flat minor, 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 beats of E minor, 6 beats of G7, 1 bar of F7, 1 bar of A flat minor, 1 bar of E, and then to that E flat minor. And of course, with that awesome Kenny Kirkland rhythmic approach, that's what really pulls it together, that swing. Aggressive, but right in the time, exploratory. Let's check it out. Then you're ready to go anywhere. The spaceship has lifted. Houston, we have liftoff. Look at that. You know, this kind of playing really starts to open things up. I mean, it's like you can go anywhere. That's really what that E-flat minor burnet's all about. Let's listen one more time to this segment of the solo, because the way he comes out of it, super slick again. So that ending is actually somewhat traditional. Remember, we've looked at some other examples where it's the back, back to gang. A little bit of bebop going right back to that E-flat minor. Now that's what I call putting it all together. Melody, harmony, rhythm, inspiration, exploration. Kenny Kirkland, thank you so much for your artistry, for your pianistic brilliance, and for inspiring and informing an entire generation of jazz musicians. Peace and piano.